What's the best gift you've ever gotten? My neighbor's dog kept escaping into our yard. Every single morning, same exhausting routine. I'd wake up to find this massive golden retriever digging enormous holes throughout my garden, systematically destroying months of careful work and planning. I was absolutely furious beyond belief. I worked brutal night shifts at the hospital, desperately needed uninterrupted sleep during daylight hours, but this dog treated my carefully maintained yard like his personal excavation playground. My prized heirloom tomato plants were completely massacred. My expensive herb garden looked like an actual war zone. After 2 solid weeks of this daily torture, I'd reached my absolute breaking point. I marched over to file a formal complaint, ready for a full-blown neighbor war that would probably last years. Found my neighbor, an elderly man named Frank, sitting completely alone on his weathered porch, looking utterly defeated and broken beyond repair. "I'm so incredibly sorry," he said softly, before I could even open my mouth to unleash my prepared angry speech. "Rex misses my wife Margaret so terribly. She used to garden with him every single morning for exactly 20 years straight, rain or shine." Frank's weathered voice cracked with raw emotion as he slowly explained the devastating situation. His beloved wife Margaret had passed away just last month after an absolutely brutal 18-month cancer battle that drained their savings. Rex wouldn't eat properly anymore, barely moved from his permanent spot by the back door, except to desperately escape and frantically dig in the exact precise spots where Margaret used to plant her beloved prize-winning flowers every spring season. My burning anger melted away instantly, replaced by overwhelming guilt and unexpected compassion. What if Rex came over during the mornings? I could honestly use some experienced help in the garden anyway. Frank's tired, bloodshot eyes lit up like Christmas morning. "Really? You'd actually do that for us?" The very next day, Rex showed up with a wildly wagging tail, and Frank followed closely behind, carrying 2 steaming cups of fresh coffee and Margaret's entire collection of well-worn gardening tools. For 3 absolutely incredible months, we developed this beautiful healing routine. Frank would sit comfortably on my porch steps, telling endless, detailed stories about Margaret's gardening expertise, while Rex and I planted vegetables, colorful flowers, and slowly rebuilt everything he'd previously destroyed. I learned Margaret had been a certified master gardener with decades of experience. Frank patiently showed me her secret techniques, her proprietary fertilizer recipes, which specific plants grew best in different locations. Rex seemed to remember absolutely everything, intelligently guiding me to the perfect spots with his sensitive nose. Then, everything changed completely overnight. Frank suffered a massive, life-threatening stroke on a Tuesday morning. Paramedics rushed him to the same hospital where I worked my night shifts. He couldn't speak properly anymore, couldn't remember simple everyday words, couldn't possibly come home safely. Rex completely stopped eating again immediately. He spent entire days staring helplessly through the fence at Frank's empty, silent house, whimpering softly. I'd find him sleeping pressed against the gate every single morning, waiting faithfully. That's when I made the biggest decision of my entire life. Drove straight to the hospital with hastily printed adoption papers clutched in my nervous, shaking hands. "Rex needs you to get completely better," I told Frank firmly, squeezing his trembling hand tightly. "But until then, he's staying safely with me. Margaret would definitely want him happy and cared for." Frank couldn't speak clearly, but tears streamed down his face as he squeezed back with surprising strength. 6 months of absolutely grueling rehabilitation later, Frank recovered enough speech and mobility to move in permanently next door to his caring sister across town. The doctors called it completely miraculous. His unwavering determination to see Rex again pushed him through seemingly impossible recovery milestones that shocked everyone. Rex splits his time between both houses now, like a furry diplomat maintaining important relationships. Frank still brings coffee every single morning, telling brand new stories about Margaret and patiently teaching me advanced gardening secrets. Best gift ever? Learning that sometimes helping heal someone else's completely broken heart is exactly what you need to fix your own too.